Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall-Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter.
Welcome, everyone. I hope that you're having an amazing day. I'm honored to be connecting in with you, and we're getting so close to the end of January. I can't believe how quickly it has gone. I hope that it's been a powerful start of the new year for you, that you've been able to step into that energy and that purpose and all that you are looking to bring forward in 2022 and beyond. We have a couple of powerful guests that are joining us today that are going to come alongside you and really support you on your journey, helping you be seen, be heard, really being able to move forward in all the areas that you are looking to move forward in. So I'm thrilled to have you joining us. I'm looking forward to the conversation, and I want you to be able to get the most out of our time together today. And to do that, I want to invite you to choose to be fully present, meaning not distracted, not multitasking, but choosing to be fully present now, because this is your time. We are coming alongside you to pour into you, to support you on your journey. So you get to be poured into, you get to be open and receive. And I want to invite you to be fully present, mind, body, soul, and spirit, to receive everything that is here for you, lovingly, thoughtfully, purposely prepared for you at this time and this moment. So let's take a breath together, in through the nose, out through the mouth like through a straw. With your next breath, close your eyes. You're absolutely safe. Put one hand on your heart, one hand on your head, bringing you all in, mind, body, soul, and spirit, as you continue to breathe in through the nose, all the way to your toes, and then out through the mouth, like through a straw. Beautiful. Keep breathing, keep your eyes closed, and this is a moment for you to just kind of close everything else out, but you being able to pause, breathe, receive, slow down for a moment or two so that you are lowering your cortisol levels. You're bringing oxygen to every cell in your body. You're releasing what no longer serves as you create room and space for you, for all that is ready to be poured into you. Beautiful. So as we take this moment, I want you to feel in and see, what is it that you need today? What is it that will support you, encourage you, empower you? What do you need today, real time, to support you in moving forward in all the areas that you are feeling called to move forward in, to be, to discover? What is it you need and are willing to receive? Because you have choice. So what is it that you need and are willing to receive? Beautiful. Receive that information. Let's take a breath. Wonderful. Come back into the room. Eyes open, fully present, and take a moment to write down what was laid on your heart that you need and are willing to receive. Let's start to bring that forward into reality in a way that you can interact with it. So it's not just swirling around in you, but you're actually engaging with it. You're taking it out of inside of you and you're putting it on paper to keep it top of mind, to interact and engage with. Beautiful. And as you're doing that, we're going to go around our virtual room and have each of our guests share what was laid on their heart when they took a moment to stop, pause, and listen. So with that, Jennifer, I'd love for you to share what was laid on your heart when you took a moment to stop and listen.
And thank you. when I stopped to listen, what was laid on my heart, what I felt in my cells was that there's a level of an ability to, I wouldn't be given anything that I wasn't able to build a bridge out of. That whenever there's contrast, there are also multiple solutions. And to stay curious on the adventure about those beautiful solutions. And that curiosity kind of displaces the need to be scared or afraid or overwhelmed.
I love that. The power of staying curious and open. Beautiful. Mm-hmm. Thank you for sharing. How about you, Maureen? Absolutely, absolutely. Maureen, how about you? What was laid on your heart?
I think and nice to talk to you, Rebecca. I think the fact that you are inviting us to pause, to be intentional, to slow down, to really kind of hit the reset button is critical. I don't do that very much. You making me do it was great. I need to do it more. And I think we have to do that to connect better with ourselves, with our family members, with friends and colleagues who everybody's so, busy. We don't really take the time as much as we could or should to do that. And if you do that, I think you can notice things differently and you can connect better and stronger, and it's powerful. So thank you for that little diversion and reset. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. You're so welcome. And I find that too, that it's so easy I'm really good at being busy and being in motion. But I find I have a different perspective. I'm calmer. I have more that I can tap into. If I remember to slow down and pause and recenter, I can actually go further faster by slowing down. I've discovered that for myself. And so I'm excited to share that with everyone when we connect together once a week, to at least take that moment together collectively as we connect in with each other, that we're also connecting in with ourselves. So, Maureen, thank you. I appreciate you sharing. And listeners, I hope that you have found a moment as you've paused and connected in, and perhaps it was slowing down and kind of resetting. Maybe it's just taking that moment to be still and listen, whatever it may be for you. I just so appreciate you sharing it with us and connecting in. We are getting ready to go to our first commercial break, and as we do that, I want to invite you to stay present. Use these next 2 minutes for you. Pause, receive, rest, be centered, see what is bubbling up. And we will continue our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit facebook.com/Voice America.
Explore the poetry of Sam Yao. His book of poems, Soul's Journey, is a #1 international bestseller. Sam is a contemporary poet with a unique and highly relatable poetic style to convey the essence of spiritual truths for our time. Readers will find beauty, inspiration, and healing in his words. Get his book, Soul's Journey, today on Amazon.com or visit SamYaoPoetry.com. That's Sam, Y-A-U, Poetry.com.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. That's EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Rebecca Hall Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes, that opportunity to be still and listen and receive. We've built these 2-minute moments into the show just for you, on purpose, by design, to give you an opportunity to pause, to integrate what's being shared with you so you can breathe in what serves, release what doesn't, or what has served and is complete, so that you're able to move forward with this information, content, insight integrated as part of you, not on the to-do list, but already becoming part of you. So I encourage you, enjoy those 2-minute moments, watch for them throughout the show, and stay present in them. They will serve you so deeply and powerfully. Welcome back. We are talking about starting the new year powerfully, purposely. As we end the end of January, it's important to check in, and are we continuing to move forward those things that matter most to us? Perhaps it's a way of being. Perhaps it's increasing our visibility. And in fact, our next amazing guest, I'm just super excited to share a little bit more about her. You got a taste in the opening segment, but she is an expert in media. So let me share just a little bit about Maureen. She has served as a community ambassador for the Super Bowl, host for TEDx Women this past December. She is an award-winning media expert. She has been in the broadcast arena for over 35 years as a TV news reporter, producer, and executive producer. She worked in NBC WFLA for 17 years as a news producer and executive producer of syndicated shows like Daytime, Star Watch, and Real Animals Fishing. Executive producer of the WTSP CBS morning show called Great Day Live. She has created her own award-winning media company called MEF Media in 2019 to help companies with branding and strategies to get media attention and interviews. She's a published author and passionate about helping you be seen and heard. Please lean in, warmly welcome the powerful and dynamic Maureen Femino. Welcome.
Well, Rebecca, thank you for that very nice intro. I hope I can live up to it. Thank you.
You are so welcome. Thrilled to have you. I had my hands raised up as we were welcoming you to our virtual stage. So I hope you felt that energy. And I'm just excited. Good. And I'm excited to have you joining us. And I'd love to start our conversation with why. Why is the work that you do? You have done so much in the world of media, and the work that you're doing here to help people in that space. Why is that work so important to you?
Well, I just find, Rebecca, over my time in broadcast studios where people would come to our studios to share their stories, we knew part of their story, but often I would ask a question or two extra, or 10 extra. And often that would lead to what I call nuggets of loveliness, things they weren't expecting to say or share. And as you're talking about your show being really intentional, I'm always intentional and a really good listener, and I really care about what they're telling me. And in asking different questions, they'd share amazing things, and I'm like, what? What are you doing about that? Or what do you do with that component of whatever they're doing? And often they would say, oh, no, nothing. That's just something I do, like on the side. I'm like, no, that's the big thing. So for me, helping people in my company figure out what that is and help them go to the next level, because so many people have amazing stories to tell, or they do great things in the community, but people may not know about them because they don't know how to share that. That's what I love to do. I love to share that. And there's nothing greater than seeing somebody get the success out of sharing their own story. They just didn't know how to navigate it. And that's what I love to help them do.
Oh, I love that. What a gift to be able to help people uncover those nuggets and then navigate powerfully and effectively in media so they're actually being seen and heard, and they know how to do that. I'm very excited that you have that gift and you're so generous in bringing it forward and helping people in so many ways, because we're just too close. We're in the frame. We don't know how it looks from the outside or what parts to share. So I love that you do that. So what has called you into not only helping them navigate powerfully, discovering those nuggets and bringing them forward, but really helping them build strategy and branding that is attractive to media and can lead people to want to interview them, to want to have them on their shows. What called you to do that, and what's maybe a favorite moment in that work?
Oh goodness, I just love helping to kind of pinpoint a great aspect of somebody's journey or life, or whatever they're focused on now. That, like you're saying, they're too close. They just do what they do and they do it. But I'm like, what? And it's so fun to say, what was that thing that you were sharing? They're like, oh, no, nothing. And then we dive into it, and they're like, oh, I guess it is kind of unique and different. And then taking it to the next level. I have so many stories. It's just fun to build. And I guess that's my unique ability to narrow the focus to find out that uniqueness and then help them go to the next level. Unique stories, oh my goodness. One was during COVID. I'll make it quick. A friend said, can you leave food on the end of your mailbox to help a friend who's doing stuff in their school for kids who need food? And I'm like, yeah. I said, well, who is this person? Long story short, it was a principal who was going to start a food pantry in her school. And I'm like, what? Who is this person? He sounds amazing. And it's for the parents who couldn't get to the food banks to keep their kids, in fed and in getting nutritious food. I'm like, oh my goodness, we need to share that story. So I got involved, helped her tell her story, did a couple of media hits. Well, if you do the right way, you make sure you have all the elements covered. I make it easy when I work with people. Once a producer, always a producer. So we got great coverage. Out of that, we got some great reactions, among them from the Ellen DeGeneres show, who loved what she was doing early on in the pandemic with educators doing great things silently, not for any accolades, just because they knew it was the right thing to do. And I'm like, I'm going to do what I can do to help showcase that. So in doing that, helping her, coach her through the interview, she in the end it was a shout out on the Ellen show. We did a behind the scenes coaching session with one of the producers. And because of COVID, no one was flown to LA from Tampa Bay. But she would send a financial contribution, and it led to other things too. She was nominated as a COVID hero in our community, and it was just wonderful. She was keeping our kids fed. Hello, that's amazing, and doing it way early before many others lovingly did things in similar veins. But it was just me noticing that we need to do more to showcase her, and that was just pretty cool.
Oh, it's so amazing. Thank you for sharing that. And I just love that it touched your heart and you brought your skills to the table and leaned in, and all of those connections and opportunities were created. Thank you for sharing that. And I love that. I love what was created. I love that so many were able to become aware and be able to get involved in different ways. So thank you for sharing that success story. I appreciate that. And to me, it sounds like you look for people that you can help, that there's something there in choosing to work with people and clients that pulls you in. Do you mind sharing a little bit of, what you look for when you're looking at possible clients or organizations that you could work with and help? What do you look for? How do you know that this is an amazing organization or person that you could really help make a difference for?
Well, thank you for your nice compliments. I just find that everybody really has a story. Everybody does. All your listeners now have a story, even if they don't think they do. They do. Everybody has a story. For me, I'm really drawn to the smaller groups out there, the people who maybe don't have the people who can guide them. I feel they need the help more than anybody. And I love helping them, taking them to that next level, because often they're doing good things in the community. So if I can help bring attention to them, those good things will only help more people. And it's the good stuff, the kindness, the making a difference. Those are my sweet spots. And I love finding those people. And often because I do those sorts of stories, they find me. I get a lot of referrals by people say, we saw you did this story, here's another one, or could you help this group, or, that sort of thing. And that makes me very happy to know that the work that I'm doing and a part of is being seen because it's good stuff. It's not the bad stuff. And that gives me great joy. There are so many people in our community doing amazing things to make a difference. And if people can slow down and get to know who they are, then we can be better collectively. And isn't that pretty cool? So that's what I like to do.
That. Thank you for sharing. And I can just hear that passion and heart for really echoing out that good stuff and bringing it forward and supporting it and helping us all collectively become aware and have that opportunity to be part of that. I appreciate that. And I do think the more we can have those positive stories, know the good things, the good stuff, as you say, that is going on in the world, I think that encourages and uplifts all of us. And sometimes we just don't know how to get involved or how to make a difference, and how important it is to know about organizations like that, to be aware of things that people are doing one step, one heart at a time. So thank you for the work that you do and bringing the good stuff forward in so many powerful ways. And I'm curious, someone listening who's feeling like, you know what, I may have a special story. I may have something that I would like to bring forward, or I know someone, oh my goodness, if the world only knew what they were doing, everybody would win. Wouldn't that be amazing? What are some tips that you can give us to help us start to bring that information forward?
Well, I think anybody who's listening, and really anywhere, just pause and think, what are you doing? What are you doing in your life, with your family, with your community, with your job? Have you brought anything to the table that's a little bit unique and different? It always goes back to the unique. There will be something unique. And then figuring out, okay, so how do you share it? Do you just internally say, I have an idea, to your boss or supervisor that you can collectively have more become a part of that group, that unit, to grow it? Perhaps. Do you do something with your family on the weekend? You say, we have a heart for giving back. Let's do this because it does matter. It makes a difference. Or if you're already doing it, how do you share it in the world that wherever you live? You could do your own reach out to, the media to try to see if it's something they would want to cover, they would want to showcase. Sometimes it's pretty hard navigating, the walls to get through. So that is a challenge. I totally understand that. But, pursue that, or, continue your great goodness to grow your passion, really. And then approach it as, more people should know about this, and ask around, do you know anybody? Do you know anybody? Because the chances are somebody would probably know somebody to be able to connect those dots for you. That's the first step, I would say.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. And I'm also thinking, as we're starting to make that list and those connections and reaching out, when would someone know that, you know what, I really would like to get some expert support on this? When do we know it's the right time to perhaps approach someone like you or find someone like you to help? How would we recognize that? When is it time?
It really so depends on so many things, Rebecca. I've had people who are doing something unique and they reach out and then we're good to go because it's happening. And then I've had others reach out to say, well, I want to do that too. And they're not really ready yet. So then we have to do some strategies and do some branding and do some behind the scenes stuff to get them ready. So it could be a couple of different things. But then we kind of dive down into, okay, well, what are you doing that's unique? And they often don't know until you start pulling it out of them. And I'm a good listener, and I'm a good puller outer, if that's a phrase. And we find it. And then it can grow from there. And it's timing when you share it, how you share it, how you really methodically think it through to have all the elements covered, because you also don't want to be ill-prepared for what could happen if you do get some recognition or some attention. And you also, when you do get an opportunity, you want to be pretty ready. You want to be a little coached. You want to make sure you can convey your message so that you can give it your best forward-thinking thought, so you are ready to conquer. And the rest will take care of itself, and it's fun.
Beautiful. I like that reminder. It's fun. Wonderful.
Yes, it's fun.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it. At the end of the show, we'll have you share your contact information, so anyone who does want to lean in and go deeper, they'll know the best way to do that. And I just appreciate your tips and your reminders, and that importance of being prepared and having some strategy, and perhaps getting an expert opinion on it can be really supportive in bringing things forward. So thank you so much for sharing. We are getting ready to go to our next commercial break. And as we do that, listeners, I want you to take these next 2 minutes for you to really breathe in and take in all that Maureen has shared, and see what is supportive, what you want to start to have be part of who you are as you are looking at moving forward in 2022. And I love this, exploring what's unique and different, and just being curious and asking. A great way is to write the question with your normal hand that you write with. So if you're right-handed, write the question with the right hand. Switch the writing utensil to the left hand, so not texting or typing, writing out. Switch the writing utensil to the non-dominant hand, the hand you don't usually write with, and answer the question. It's really interesting, the insight you will get, because you're activating a different part of the brain than you usually go to for information. So curious to see what you discover. Enjoy these next 2 minutes, and we'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
Follow us on Twitter at VoiceAmericaTRN. Get the lowdown on guests, new shows, and your favorites. That's VoiceAmericaTRN.
Rebecca Hall-Griter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message. It's time to serve, learn, change the world. Tune in each week for the power of young people to change the world. Hosted by NYLC's CEO, Amy Mewers. The program is a forum for both young people and the adults who love and support them. We make connections with others through stories of change, partnership, and new perspectives of issues facing the world today. Be sure to join us every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time and 3 p.m. Pacific Time, or anytime on demand on the Voice America Empowerment Channel.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. That's EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall-Griter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes. And as you were curious and asking the question, that you discovered some new things perhaps you hadn't paid attention to or hadn't looked at in that way that are unique about you. So I hope you found some great information out, some great insight, and we are looking forward to continuing our conversation as we look at moving forward powerfully and purposely in 2022 and beyond. I'm excited to introduce our next guest, and she talked a little bit about curiosity in the opening segment, so I'm excited to introduce her to you a little bit more formally. Jennifer is a best-selling author, a master guide, and lover of life. She had a traumatic transition in her 30s, going from working for a multinational corporation, doing forecasting, to seeing life. She now travels the world and is a conduit for those who seek to fully live their purpose with clarity and confidence. She takes a stand for those who want to be unstuck. They want to move forward. They want to be unstuck, to be free, expand, and live their life fully. She uses metaphysical tools to help you lean in, become unstuck, and live a fulfilling, free life. Please lean in and warmly welcome the powerful and dynamic Jennifer Huff to the show. Welcome!
Yay!
Yay!
So happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
You are so welcome. I'm excited to have you joining us today, and I'd love for you to share a little bit of why is this work? So I know that you made this transition yourself, and it's on your heart to continue to reach out and help people in so many different ways. So I'd love to know why this work is important to you.
Well, the work is important to me because earlier in my life, and thank you for the great question. Earlier in my life, I actually was following all the rules. I got straight A's. I, didn't date till I was 21 even. I definitely was extremely shy and withheld. And I went into the field of accounting and economics, a very left brain world. And what I realized is there was this whole, I was in the middle of working for a big multinational, and all of a sudden, in the middle of a performance review, I just said, oh my gosh, what am I doing here? And something washed over me. I had no idea what it was. It wasn't a little voice. It was just an instinct or a feeling, but it was as real as you and I talking right now. And that little voice finally got to me, and in the middle of a performance review, I said, I got to go. And I left. So my life since then has been a series of feelings that have come over me that I just knew were a thing. And given that I was a very logical person, I started studying the science, the physics, the biophysics, the cosmology of how to live in that degree of flow, following this calling, this urgency inside that my life is meant for more. Like Maureen was saying, much about there's a unique reason why you were born. And I started to be able to see that in people, and I had to see it first in myself. So that's really why I do what I do. I know there are so many people that are feeling that calling, especially now with everything going on in the world, that they're feeling that calling, that there's something more to their life. And my job now is to go in there with them and look at who they really are and bring out that gift that they are. Not the gift that they have, but the actual gift they were born to be. And so it's a complete switch of gears, but that's why I do what I do.
So powerful. And what a big transition from what you were doing. And I love that. But I love that you listened. and you took action. Once you knew, you just took the action and moved forward. And now what a gift to so many that you're able to see the gift that they are and then help them step into that and be that. Really, really powerful. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that.
Oh, thanks for asking the question. It was a powerful moment in my life for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of powerful moments, I know that you start the years intentionally and purposely. And there was a specific question that you started this year with, and I would love for you to share that with our listeners.
Oh, it's so juicy. It's such a juicy question. So I remember being at an event that one of my friends was giving on. It was actually on purpose. And she came up to me before this person stood on the stage and said, Jennifer, I brought this guy just for you to speak. And I thought, there's a whole room full of people. Why'd you bring him for me? And you'll hear why. He asked a question that was a little different than what I'm about to ask, but I'm going to give him props, Shannon Graham, for asking a similar question that inspired mine. It sounds something like this. And I invite everybody who's listening right now, and Maureen and you, Rebecca, to kind of dive in and let yourself feel this question. It sounds something like this. What is the most fulfilling thing that you could do with your life that would have you wake up inspired every morning such that you would have an overflow of energy that would be magnetic to the abundance that you know that is your birthright without the effort, so that you could live in total flow? It's a very long-winded question, but if you just breathe in the essence of the question rather than the words, because for me, that speaks to the gift that we are. And the fun thing is that every year, the answer to that question up levels for me, because I learned so much in the year before, and I'm so introspective and looking at how I can be the greatest contribution with the tools that I have and the gifts that I have, such that I can have that sense of meaning and fulfillment in my life. And I know so many people right now are looking to change their job and change what they're doing, and not being able to fully answer that question is a frustration. It's like we have this urgency inside, yet we don't, so more often than not, probably about 8 out of 10 people don't actually know how to answer that question. Some of them haven't even asked. But that's how we get to that state of meaning and fulfillment in life. And so my clients tend to really, really desire to answer that question through living their life, Rebecca.
Beautiful. Do you mind repeating the question or the essence of the question? It is so powerful. And it may be something that people caught part of and didn't fully hear. So I'd love to give that opportunity if you don't mind sharing it one more time.
Sure. I'll do the abridged version this time.
Perfect.
Something like that. What is the most meaningful thing I could do with my life that would use the least amount of effort, the greatest amount of my skills and gifts, such that the application of those skills and gifts would leave me feeling fulfilled in this lifetime and in this year, right? So
beautiful.
So just breathing into that question. And just when you think you have an answer, just let it sink a little bit deeper.
Perfect. Thank you.
Because
I wanted
here's
to just
the thing. Yeah. Here's the thing, Rebecca. Sorry for interrupting. The beautiful thing about that gorgeous question is that we are all born to express. You know, we're here not by mistake, really on purpose. And until we align, or as we align to the next level and next level and next level of who we are, as we catch up to that, what happens there's a greater degree of fulfillment and energy that happens, because as we align to our greater purpose, we're literally aligning with the the totality of the cosmos. And that alignment, of course, brings more energy through us. So we do wake up inspired, and we do have more energy. So
beautiful. Yeah. I love it. I love it. Thank you for sharing. I so appreciate it. And listeners, we encourage you to really, take in that question. This show will be available in a replay and play on demand. If you want to play it back and sink into it even deeper, you definitely will have that opportunity. So Jennifer, I appreciate you sharing. And what a beautiful question to empower all of us. And one of the things that I know that you're bringing forward this year, I wanted to make sure we took a couple moments to talk about as well. I'm very excited about your forthcoming book. So do you mind sharing the title and a little bit about it, what you're hoping readers will gain from adding this to their library?
Sure. So the book is called Unstuck: The Physics of Getting Out of Your Own Way. And it's really been a labor of love, and I'm also a little bit scare-sighted because, this mix, I call it scientuality. It's like this mixture of science and spirituality where I'm building this bridge so that people can apply the laws of physics. And what I hope for people when they read this book is, first of all, that they can hear the humanity in the stories that I share about my life and my clients' lives, such that they know that they're not alone, that they know that also, and this is a big one, what catalyzed the writing of the book is the craziness that's going on in the world right now, and the polarity and the division, and that all of the sidism that's happening right now is actually birthing a new tomorrow. And we either, complain or argue or avoid the sidism, or we jump into, it's interesting how much it marries with what Maureen was talking about, we jump into what's being birthed from the sides, right? Mm-hmm. What's being birthed into reality as a result of, because nobody wants to stay in that. We're human beings. We're about community. We're about connection. And there's a lot of disconnection. So it starts with, there's a Rumi quote. I love it. It says, I'm paraphrasing. It sounds something like this. We can look like we're drops in the ocean, but actually each of us is the ocean in a drop, which means that each of us, by changing our own selves, actually change the ocean. Yeah. And so unstuckness is really about knowing that we're not alone, knowing that our life matters because we change the whole as we change ourselves. Yep. And having the tools to be able to align with that greater calling that I talked about earlier. Literally the step by step. That's what the book is.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm very excited about it. It has such a beautiful, dramatic cover as well as it's helping us become unstuck. And I'm just going to share a couple things about it because this is timely that we're having you on the show. There's an amazing opportunity for all of our listeners with this amazing book. So the release date, would you mind sharing the release date and why that's special?
Sure. The release date is February 3rd, and the book will be available at $1.99, which won't last for long. And I'm just, it is timely. I like I said, I'm incredibly scare-sighted because so much of my life is in there, and I hope everyone comes along for the journey in their own life.
Beautiful. Well, we are super excited for the launch, and just so everybody has that on the calendar, February 3rd, that is next week, everybody. So please mark that on your calendar because that special rate of $1.99 is going to be available for only the first 24, maybe 48 hours. So it's a wonderful opportunity for you to lean in and add this to your library. We're going to be sharing it out. We're very excited to bring this book and forward and share it with the world, and hope that you lean in and get your copy. And we'd be so honored if you watch for the promotion and sharing that day and help us share it out. We really want to reach as many people as possible. We feel like this book is very transformational and can really help people on a deep level become unstuck. And I'm thinking back on what Maureen was saying too about bringing the collective together. Imagine all of us unstuck. Mm-hmm. I'm picturing all of your drops as you were sharing, Jennifer, being able to mindfully, purposely really bring our gifts forward and let them impact the world. And we have this opportunity and believe this book is very supportive in that. So we hope you lean in. We hope you share it out, but mark that date on your calendar so you can watch for that and take advantage of this special opportunity. And then any final tip you'd like to share with our listeners today that are wanting to become unstuck and navigate our interesting times?
Absolutely. Two things. One is let's do a little preamble to this let's say action that I'm going to share, and that is that if you were born into times of great change, all that is creation, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, that omnipotent, omniscient force knew who we were before we got here and knew the trajectory of this planet before we got here. And so there's no mistake that you're here. So having your life matter that much sometimes requires collecting evidence for that you've made a difference, or that you've been given to by life on such a deep level. And so I love keeping an evidence journal, evidence journal of how important consciousness or life or God or creation, whatever your language is, sees you to be. And I collect evidence for the magic in my life and for how much my life has also mattered to others. So whenever you get stuck, right, you go back to the evidence journal. The second thing is every night before I go to bed, I declare the day complete. I write down anything I need to know so that my mind is free. And I say these two words, show me. And those are the two things I would say are where we can start. Just show me. And I cannot tell you the things I've been shown, oh my gosh, including lots of stuff for the book.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Thank you for those powerful tips and exercises that can support us. We are getting ready to go to our next commercial break. And as we do that, listeners, I want you to think about what Jennifer has shared and make sure that you've written the date down of her book launch of February 3rd. I want to make sure nobody missed it. You've all got that. And we'll look forward to continuing our conversation in just a moment.
Voice America is on your favorite smart speaker. If you have Alexa or Google Home, go ahead and give us a try.
Hey Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast on TuneIn.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
You need to live up to your full potential. You've heard that for years, but now there's a channel to help you get there. Introducing the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Our listeners have told us that they want to be motivated, hear about success stories, and positive encouragement around the clock. And we've responded to you. The Voice America Empowerment Channel is the home of the world's top life coaches, entrepreneurs, and success experts. Listen to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. It's here at voiceamericaempowerment.com.
Rebecca Hall Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed those 2 minutes and you had an opportunity to take in those powerful tips and insights that Jennifer shared with us. I'm looking back on our conversation today and I have all kinds of notes of things to support me on my journey, some tools I've added to the toolbox, and I hope that you have also gained some additional tools and insights and perspective to support you on your journey. And one of the things I've discovered is life is not a solo journey. I don't know where that myth got started, but it is not true. We can come alongside each other, and I feel like we can go further when we do that. And the journey is a lot richer and more joyful. So I've asked both of our guests to share the best way for you to connect in with them, because if they have resonated with you, I want you to have that opportunity to connect in and go deeper, because they are leaning into you, and I want you to be able to lean into them too. So with that, Maureen, can you share the best way for people to connect in with you and go deeper?
You bet, Rebecca, and thank you again, for sure. For me, Facebook is one, and my company on Facebook, that's MEF, like Magnificent, Enthusiastic, Fantastic Media. That's how you'll find me, Maureen Famiano, or look for my name on LinkedIn, and you'll find me that way too. You can message me.
Oh, beautiful. I like that. What a beautiful thing for those initials to stand for. Beautiful. Thank you. And Jennifer, what's the base? Absolutely. What's the best way for people to connect in with you and go deeper?
The best way for people to connect with me and go deeper, one is to just connect directly with my executive assistant, Nadine, at thewideawakening.com. The other way to connect, you can always look me up on social media, Jennifer, Hough. But the best way these days is thewideawakening.com/unstuck. And we're doing a free workshop on how to uncover and realize your superpowers, the gift that you are. And we're doing that at no charge, and they just have to register at that link, and off we go.
Oh, beautiful. Can you give us the link one more time?
Sure. thewideawakening.com/unstuck.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We're excited for your book launch as well. So we're leaning into that on February 3rd and making sure everyone has that memorized and on their calendar. I want to thank you both for joining us today and sharing so deeply and powerfully. Listeners, I want to thank you for leaning in and saying yes. And I caught the tail end of one of the commercials as we were coming back from break, and it was talking about the speaker talent search. And I wanted to take a moment and encourage you to look into the speakertalentsearch.com. It's an opportunity for you to bring your message forward. For those of you who are looking to make connections and get on some more stages and have the opportunity to be interviewed on programs and shows, there's one application process that you go through. And we have opportunities on my show. We have opportunities on other podcasts and shows. And we are committed to bringing great positive content and transformation forward. So if that calls to you, I encourage you to lean in, check it out. The upcoming deadline is March 31st, so you have some time. And we would love to see your application and have you lean into that opportunity. It's part of our giving back and bringing, as Maureen says, that good stuff forward. It's part of us doing that. We hope that you lean in and take advantage of that opportunity. And as you get ready to transition back into the day, take a couple moments for you. Breathe, take in all that serves. Take a moment to center, ground, and then move forward in the day, because you are a gift. You're absolutely needed for such a time as this, and it truly makes a difference the way you choose to be, the way you choose to show up, the way you choose to share the gift of you. And the biggest gift you can give the world is more of you. So lean in, share, and shine. Have a great week, everyone. I'll look forward to talking to you next time.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter, next Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Empowerment Channel, with a replay on Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Pacific on the Voice America Variety Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.